A merchant blends 350 kilograms of tea costing Kenya shillings 84 per kilogram with 140 kg of tea costing Kenya shilling 105 per kilogram. At what price he must sell the mixture to gain 25%? So that is 350 times 84 plus 140 times 105 divided by the total ratio, which is 350, 140. And the answer is 90. So this mixture was sold Kenya shillings 90. At what price will the mixture be sold to gain 25%? So you can say 100% is equal to 90 shillings. 125% will cost how much? That one will be 112.5 shillings. Expand this in ascending power of x up and including x raised to power 3. So here we start by the first term, 1 raised to power 8, the second term 2x raised to power 0 plus 1 raised to power 7, the second term 2x raised to power 1 plus 1 raised to power 6, the second term x raised to power 2, 1 raised to power 5, 2x raised to power 3. So we stop there because we were told up to this when x is to power 3. That's where we stop. Always remember the first term we start with the given power, the second term will start from 0. The first term will be decreasing as the second term will be increasing to the right. So this is actually 8. This is 1. Any number raised to power 0 is 1. Plus 2x plus this is 4x square. 4x square plus this is 8x cube. Now remember to put the coefficients is 1. The coefficient is 1, 8, 28, 56. The coefficients of 8. So this is 1 plus 16x plus 112x squared plus 448x cubed. So that is our expansion. Now let's use this expansion to evaluate this. First we need to get the value of x. Equate this and this. 1 plus 2x raised to power 8 is equal to 1.02 raised to power 8. Ignore the powers. 1 plus 2x is equal to 1.02. Like terms together. 2x is equal to 1.02 minus 1. 2x is equal to 0.02. Divided by 2 both sides. So x equal to 0.01. Now anywhere in our expansion where you have x, you substitute with this value. 1 plus 16 into x, which is 0.01 cross plus 112 into 0.01 squared plus 4 448 into 0.01 cube. So this is 1 plus 0.16 using your calculator. So when you add this here, you get 1.171648. But from the instructions, you were supposed to give the answer to 3 decimal places. So 1, 2, 3. This one increase this. So the answer is 1.172. So you need to follow instructions. Otherwise, you will lose 1 mark for not following given instructions. After you have done that, you can easily make a mistake, but you can confirm using a calculator. Let's confirm this. 1.02 raised to power 8. You can see that the answer is 1.17. When we round this, it will be exactly our answer. So it is important that you check with a calculator after you have finished to ensure that you are sure you get the marks. Use completing the square method to solve this. So when using the completing square method, first make sure the value of x square is equal to the coefficient of x square is 1. Take this to the other side. Divide by 3, divide by 3, divide by 3. So x square plus 8 over 3x equal to 2. So that is the expression that you need to work on. First, make sure you remove this 3 here, or if any number which is in front of the x square, make sure the coefficient remains 1. And the constant c is always taken to the right side. Having done this, you need to remember b over 2 square is equal to c. Remember that? So we need to make this one in this form. Our b is equal to 8 over 2, 3. That is our b. So if this is b, we are supposed to divide by b over 2. So we divide by over 2. So finally, if we divide by this by 2, we are going to get 8 over 6. You see that? This is our b. 8 over 3 is b. But b is divided by 2. So if we divide by 8 over 2 over 3, 8 over 3 divided by 2, we get 8 over 6. So that is our b over 2. Then we need to square using this. So this is 2 goes here, 4, 2 goes here, 3. Square. Now let's put this expression this way. So x square plus 4 over 3 square is equal to 2. Now you add this to this side. The square of 4 is 16. The square of 3 is 9. Let's combine this and this. Both of them have a square, so we can take x plus 4 over 3, then put a square here because each of them has got a square. The square is the common factor here, which is equal to 2 plus 16 over 9. Use your calculator, you will get it is 34 over 9. Now, since we want the value of x, we square root both sides, this and this side, so that we remove this square here. So x plus 4 over 3 is equal to plus or minus the square root of 34 over 9. to get the value of x, we square root both sides. So if you square root here, the square disappears, and this is a square root. So having done that, now find the square root of this. We are going to have x is equal to, take this to the other side, minus 4 over 3 plus or minus the square root of 34 over 9. Use your calculator. You will get that it is 1.9437. So x will be equal to, let's go to the positive side, negative 4 over 3 plus 1.9437. The answer is going to be 0.6103 to 3 significant figures. 3 significant figure, 1, 2, 3. So you remove this. Remember to follow instructions. 3 significant figure, it is 1, 2, 3. This number 0 here is now significant. Or negative side is negative this minus this. The answer is going to be negative 3.28. 3 significant figure, 1, 2, 3. I have rounded off to 3 significant figures, 1, 2, 3. A tailor approximated the material which was this as this. Find the percentage error. So if you approximate, actually 1 over 7, 1 divided by 7, the answer is not 1.4. The answer is 0.142, whatever it is. Now this tailor truncated 1 over 7 as 0, so there is an error. So let's get the absolute error first. The absolute error. So 0.14 is actually the same as 14 over 100. So absolute error is equal to the 1 over 7, the original, minus truncated 14 over 100. And that one gives us 1 over 350 using your calculator. So that is the absolute error. But we know that percentage error is equal to absolute error. You divide by the actual times 100. So our percentage error will be equal to absolute, which is 1 over 350. You divide by the original, which is 1 over 7, then times 100. You can put it in decimal places or this way. So this is the same as, you know, fractions, how we divide. It is 1 over 350 times the reciprocal of this, 7 over 1, then times 100. And you find that that one is 2%. So the error is 2%. On the grid provided below, draw the circle whose equation is this. For you to draw a circle, you need a center, and you need the radius. So first you need to get this. This is an equation of a circle, which is in the form of x minus a square plus. So we need to write this equation in this form. X, b, that is y, minus b square is equal to r squared. So once we write it, we are able to write this one. A, b is the center, and r is the radius. So this is what we are looking for that. We use completing square method to find these equations. So let's start. Rearrange. This is 2x square plus 8x plus 2y squared. So the constant, take it to the right, which would be equal to 10. Always make sure the coefficient of the power square is 1. So divide by 2 everywhere. So we have x squared plus 4x plus y squared is equal to 5. Is equal to 5. Now for the first part, for x, our b over 2 square, our b is 4. But for the second y, for the y, b is 0. B is 0. So we are not going to bother that. So here we are going to have x, our b is 4, b is equal to 4. So you divide by 2, the answer is 2. So we are going to have x plus 2 squared plus y plus 0 squared is equal to 5. But remember, what we have done here, you need to add it on the other side. So 2 square is supposed to be added on the other side. So plus 2 square, which is 4. So x plus 2 square plus y plus 0 square is equal to 9. Now this one is in this form. X minus a square plus y minus b square is equal to 9. But remember, is equal to r squared. So 9 is r squared. Our center is, so center from here is -2, 0. Our r is the square root of 9. So r is equal to 3. Now we have the center, and we have, after that, now our center is -2, 0. Then you take your pair of compass, radius is 3, you measure 3 units, and then you draw, right? You draw, that's simple. The center, you stand at the center, you open 3 units, 1, 2, 3, that is our radius, then draw the circle, and you are done. Make x the subject of the formula. So since this is the square root, we will move the square root by squaring both sides. So you square this side and this side. So a squared will be equal to the, if you square here, the square root disappears. We will have 3 plus 2x over 5 minus 4x. To remove the square root, you square both sides. If it was the cube root, you cube both sides and you remove the cube root. If it is the fifth root, fourth root, is the same. Now let's move this denominator. Multiply both sides by the denominator. So we will have 5a squared minus 4a squared x is equal to 3 plus 2x. Like terms together. So 5a squared minus 3 is equal to 2x plus 4a squared x. So because we are making x the subject of the formula, you need to bring the terms with x together. The terms that contains the value of x, you need to put them together so that you can be able to solve it easily. The next step, x is the common factor here now. 5a squared minus 3 is equal to x into 2 plus 4a squared cross. Since we want x to be the subject, you divide by both sides by 2 plus 4a squared. Therefore, x is equal to 5a squared minus 3 over 2 plus 4a squared. And that is the final answer. Peter invested a certain amount of money in a financial institution at a compound interest of this quarterly, compounded quarterly. At the end of the third year, it had amounted to this, and by the end of the 5th year, it had amounted to this. Find the rate of interest. So we start with the first 18, that is the amount. Remember the formula, amount is equal to principal 1 plus r over 100 raised to power n. That is the formula. So the first one is 10, 18. Amount, the first amount is 18,980. Principal we don't have. 1 plus r over 100 times 1 over 4. So this is going to be 400 times 1 over 4 raised to power n, and our n is 3 times 4. I'm doing this because it is compounded quarterly. When it is compounded quarterly or a half yearly, what you do inside the rate, it was supposed to be 1 r over 100, isn't it? So you multiply with if it is quarterly or a half, so you multiply 1 over 2, 1 over 4. So r times 1 over 4 ilikuwa 100, itakuwa 1 over 400. Then 4, you multiply that 4, in the denominator, you multiply with the n. Our n was 3 times 4, which is going to be 12. The second the second is 20, 530, which is equal to principal into 1 plus r over 100, but it is compounded quarterly, so a quarter, 1 of 4 times 100 is going to be 400. Then our n is the end of the 50, that is 5 times 4. So now we will have this expression. This one is going to be 12, and this one is going to be 20. So 20, 580, you divide by 18, 980 will be equal to principal 1 plus r over 400, 20, you divide by principal for this one. Plus r over 400 raised to power 12. So principal and principal here cancel out. But now you remember from indices, if we have p raised to power 20 divided by p raised to power 12, the base is the same, we are dividing, we need to subtract. So we take this 20 minus 12. The same thing, 1 plus r over this is the base, the power here is the bases are the same, you can see. So we are going to deal with the powers. 20, 580 divided by this, the answer is going to be 1.0817, which is equal to take one base, which is 1 plus r over 4, and then this 20 minus 12, because we are dealing with the powers, the bases are the same. It's going to be 8. Now to get r, you 8th root both sides, 8th root. So we get the 8th root of 1.0817. So this one cancels out. We get here as 1.0084 is equal to 1 plus r over 400. Like terms together, 0. Inakuja back na subtract, inabaki 0.08489 is equal to r over 400. You multiply 400 both sides, so you get that r is equal to 3.9, which is approximately equal to 4% per annum. Simplify leaving the answer as this. So when you see this one, it is very simple. You take the conjugate of this, multiply with the numerator, take the conjugate of this and multiply with the numerator. Root 5, the conjugate here is 2, root 2 plus root 5 cross, plus the conjugate here is root 2 into the conjugate for this is 2. Subtract. Minus, the conjugate is minus because this is positive. Actually, this is like taking the LCM. What is the LCM of these two? It is this, this times this. So this goes here and this goes here. Over the LCM. What is the LCM? The LCM is 2. If you take it as LCM, it's going to be very simple. This way. So this is the conjugate of this, the normal way. So let's multiply 5, root 5 times root 2. We are going to have 2 root 10 plus root 5 times root 5, that is 5, plus root 2 times root 2, that is 4, root square root of 4 is 2, 2 times 2, 4, minus root 10. Root 2 times root 5, the answer is root 10. For the denominator, you take the first term, that is 2 root 2, you square, minus the second term, root 5, you square. So root 2 root 10 minus this, is we are going to have root 10 remaining, plus this 9. So this one, the denominator, you square everything. 2 square, that is 4, times 4 times 2, that is 8, minus 5. This is 8 minus 5. So we can rearrange this one, that is 9 plus root 10 over 3. Since we were told to leave it in the form of A, B, this one, then you can divide by individually. This 3, this is like 9 over 3 plus root 10 over 3. This is 3 plus 1 over 3 root 10. A chord WX and YZ intersect at Q. The second W is equal to 11. The second WQ is equal to 11. and xq is equal to 6, while zq equal to 4. Calculate the length of the chord YZ. But remember, when we have this chord meeting this way, you should be able to know the formulas for each. So YZ, let me give it even Q, even K. So the distance from here up to here is K. So YZ, YQ multiply with ZQ would be equal to WQ multiply with XQ. Now get the distance from here up to here. It is K plus 4, which is 4K plus, or times, not K. From here up to here is 4 plus K. From here up to here is 4 plus K, then multiply with ZQ, which is 4, is equal to WQ is 11 times XQ, which is 6. This times this, that is 16 plus 4K equal to 66. K is equal to 50. So you divide by 4, So K is equal to 12.5. But K, we had given that is Y, Z. So which is equal to 12.5 centimeters. Now S is a tangent. Now we are going to use SQ and YQ to calculate the distance SQ. Since this is a tangent, we say that SQ square is equal to SQ squared will be equal to YQ multiply with ZQ. As simple as that. This one will be YQ, we know now. That is YQ. This is 12.5 plus 4, that is 16.5 times ZQ, which is 4, will be equal to SQ square. So SQ square will be equal this times this, that is 66. So to get SQ, you find the square root of 66. That is it. Vector Q has a magnitude of 7 and is parallel to vector P. Given that P is this, express vector Q in terms of IJK. So since we have the magnitude of Q and we have P, we can get the magnitude of P. So the magnitude of P is going to be the square root of 3 square plus negative 1 squared plus, this is 3 over 2 squared. This is going to be the same as 49 over 4. So the magnitude of P is actually 3.5. Now we have the magnitude of P as 3.5. but the magnitude of Q is 7. But we know that if two vectors are parallel, one must be expressed in terms of the other. So one could be twice or thrice of the other. So you can clearly see that P, vector P is equal to Q. Vector Q. Because if we have a constant K, meaning that Q divided by P, that is 7 divided by 3.5, and the answer is 2. So our K, the constant, is twice. So that's why I've said, from the look of things, is that P is twice Q. P is twice, Q is twice P. So we were asked to express Q in terms of I, J, K, and we see that Q is twice P. Q is twice P. So that is 2 into 3I minus J plus 3 over 2K. And that is 6I minus 2J plus 3K. And that is vector Q. Solve for x in this. So 3 over 2x equal to sine inverse 0.85. Let's get the angle. So 3 over 2x equal to 58.21. So our angle is this one, and we are using acts. So our angles are found in the first quadrant and the second quadrant where the sign is positive only. So when A58 is found inside here, so we can get the value of x. So this is 3 over 2x, 58.21 times 2 divided by 3. So x will be equal to 38.81. That is our first value of x. The second one will be here, which is the second quadrant. It is 18 minus the x, the value we got first. So 180 minus 58.21, and that is 121.79. So we say 3 over 2x equal to 121.79. So times 2 divided by 3 will give us x, and that is 81.19 degrees. So we have finished here, but we see the range was 2 360, so we need to go. The second one, the third, will go to, this is negative, so we come here. How do you get an angle after going 360? It is 360 plus 58.21. That one will give us 418.21. So 3 over 2x is equal to 418 to 1. Multiply times 2 times 2 divided by 3. That one will give us x, which is 278.81. So you can clearly see that if you go to the next one, it is going to be beyond 360. Therefore, the values of x are equal to 278.81 degrees, 81.19 degrees, and 278.81 degrees. Find the value of k in which the matrix this is singular. If the matrix is singular, then the determinant is equal to 0. A singular matrix is a matrix whose determinant is 0. So let's get the determinant. 2k times k minus 1 into k plus 3, the answer is 0. So 2k squared minus k minus 3, the answer is 0. Now we can solve this and get the value of k. Using factor method form 2, we can see that 2k squared, we can see the product is 6, negative 6, and the sum is negative 1. So we can use 2 and 3. That's minus 3k plus 2k minus 3 is equal to 0. Group them. The common factor here is k. So k into 2k minus 3 into plus 1 into 2k minus 3. You can use the quadratic formula as well to get the value of k. Plus 1, 2k minus 3, the answer is 0. So from here, k is equal to 1 or 2k minus 3 is equal to 0, meaning that 2k equal to 3 over 2 over 2. So k equal to 1.5. So k is 1.5 or 1, and that is the value you are supposed to obtain. Evaluate the following expression without using mathematical table or calculator. Without using mathematical, so this is log 3, this is the same as log base 10 4 raised to power 3 plus, you bring this here, log base 10 125 minus log base 10 2 raised to power 3. That is the first law we need to understand. But when it is addition means multiplication, the common factor is log. So log base 10 is the common factor, which is 4 raised to power 3 times 125 cross divided by minus means division. We divide 8. 8 is 2 raised to power 3 is 8. This is the same as log base 10 into, this is 64 times 125 over 8. But we know this one here, 8 here. So this is the same as log base 10 into, this times this is 1000. Log base 10, 10 raised to power 3. We know 1000 is the same as 10 raised to power 3. Bring this power back here, that is 3 log 10, 10. So log 10, 10, the answer is 1. That is 3 times 1, and the answer is 3. So by so doing, you have solved without using a calculator. The quantities of PQ are such that P varies directly as the square of Q, inversely as the square root of R. So first, P is directly as the square of Q and the square root of R. Now remove this sign of proportionality. P is equal to K Q square over the R. So when P is 24, Q is 2, R is this. Now we can get the value of K. 24 is equal to K. Q is 2, that is 2 squared over the square root of 9. So 24 is equal to 4K over 3 times 3 times 3. 72 is equal to 4K divided by 4 divided by 4. It means that K equal to 18. Now the equation connecting PQ is when you include the value of K. So P is equal to 18Q squared over the square root of R. And that is the equation connecting the three variables. Find P when Q is this. So P is equal to K, which is 18, times Q. Our Q here is 5, that is 5 square, square root of 36. That is 18 times 25 divided by 6. 1 here, 3. And that is 75. That is 75. This year we are expecting this question. This question must be there. So you need to prepare very well in this question. So when you are given this one, it is a very simple 10 marks, very free. So you just follow, like we have been given negative cos x. X, the values of x are start 0, 36. So you need simply to bring your calculator and substitute the number there. So what you need to do, you say negative cos x. When x is 0, you just write 0. I don't know whether it is visible. So what is the answer? Negative 1. And that is what you have been given. So if it is 30, you simply write 30. What is the answer? Negative 8.66. So this one should be negative 0.87. Why did I use 7? When you look at some point, they are giving 2 decimal places, 1 decimal place. So you can simply give to 1 decimal place. This is the same as 0, negative 0.9. As you are going to draw this graph, you will use 1 decimal place. So you will round off this to 1 decimal place. 1 decimal place. So after drawing, you will have something of this kind. After filling this one, 3 marks for 2 marks using your calculator. If it is this one, sin x minus 30, it is, you write the way it is in the bracket. You say sin, open bracket, right? X, our first x is 0. Just write 0, then minus 30, the way it is here. Close the bracket. Close the bracket and press equal sign. The answer is negative 0.5. Negative 0.5. So you do the same to the end. Why would you miss these 2 marks? After that, plot your graph. Remember to write it. If this is the graph for sine, for example, this graph here, remember to write this graph is for sine what? That is what we call labeling. Like this, you label and say, this one, this is beginning from negative 5. This is for sine into x minus 30. This graph here is for negative cos x. that is labeling. Remember to label that for you to score all of the 5 marks. Now the question part is where students get a problem. Use your graph to solve x, sin x minus 30 plus this is equal to 0. This is an equation. This is actually the same as this. Look at this. This is the things we were given. Sin negative x minus that. Negative cos x. Those are the things we have here. So let me rearrange this. If I rearrange this one, we will have sin, open bracket, x minus 30 is equal to, if I take this one to the other side, it becomes negative cos x. So in other words, they are telling you to find the values where this graph, curve, and these are equal. Equal means where they meet. So these two graphs are meeting at this point. You read here, which is 150. 150. They are meeting at 150, x when x is 150. And also they are meeting when x is 330. So those are the things you simply need to write and get 3 marks free of charge. So trigonometric 3, a must is here. Look at that carefully. Another question is longitude and latitude. Prepare very well on that. Longitude and latitude. For this one, I will give you the marking scheme to try. The angle difference is 90 because here it is along the great circle. You can see it is 17 east, 17 east, so it is along the great circle. We move from 30 degrees from south to 0 degrees and then 0 to 60. So 60 plus this, that is 90 degrees. That is the angle difference. If the distance is in nautical miles, remember not around the great circle, because we have said it is around the great circle. Remember this is P. PQ along the great circle, along the longitude, great circle. So how do you calculate the distance along the great circle? It is theta times 60. Our theta is 90. 90 times 60, that is 254. That is 54 nautical miles. It is as simple as that. The position of R. Now when you read here, it then moved at an average speed towards hours westwards to the R. So after reaching Q, it went to R. It is important that you sketch. You sketch and try. Can you try this one? And in case you have any problem, you can always consult. If you are a good 3D, you can as well try 3D. It's a very simple one. If you understand SOHCAHTOA, you understand some Form 2 knowledge, it is a very simple one. You can try this. This year statistics is a must. Statistics is a must. Maybe you will be asked to draw the OGIF, and whichever way it is going to come, whenever you are given to use assumed mean, please make sure you use that assumed mean that you have been given. This one you have been asked to find the variance, then the standard deviation. Make sure you use the standard, the assumed mean provided. Do not use your own, otherwise you get 0. So I know you know how to calculate the variance, the standard deviation. I've given you the marking scheme so that you can try at your own time. But let me show you how to confirm your answer. Now that you have obtained this, because you need to be sure, you must be sure of what you're doing. Your answer is, the standard deviation is this, and the variance is this. So to be sure, I want to show you how to use the calculator and confirm your answer. First, come to your calculator, change the mode, come to mode, press mode, and then press 2 for SD. Press 2 for SD. After you have done that, now we have turned to statistics mode. So here we have our x, our midpoint. So we are going to use the midpoint and the frequency. So the first midpoint is 47. So write 47, then shift this comma here. This comma here, which is next to m plus. Put that and then put the frequency. Then plus m plus. Next, 52. 52, shift, comma, frequency 9, m plus. Next, 57. 57, shift, comma, frequency, which is 13, m plus. Don't forget to m plus is you are adding it to the memory. Next is 62, shift, comma, 15. The frequency is 15, m plus. The next is 67, 67, shift, comma, 5, m plus. 74, 72 next. 72, 72, shift, comma, 4, m plus. Then finally 77, shift, comma, 1, m plus. You see the total is 50, as the total here frequency is 50. Having done that, now you can AC, you can remove that. So to confirm the standard deviation, for the standard deviation, press shift 2, shift and 2. So it gives you this. The first one is the mean. This is the standard deviation. Leave around the third one, number 3. So the 2 is for standard deviation, 1 is for the mean. So to get the mean, to confirm that your mean is correct, press 1, then equal sign. 59.6. You can see here the mean is 59.6. Right? Now let's confirm that your answer is correct for the standard deviation. Standard deviation, erase this here, AC, come to shift, then 2. Shift 2. The middle one is standard deviation. So press 2 is true, then equal. 2, then equal. And the answer is 6.7.8 this. That is our standard deviation. And that is the standard deviation we have here. We know that standard deviation is the square root of variance. So to get the variance, you square the standard deviation. So if I square this, if you square this, the answer is the variance. The variance is 47.24, which is 47.25. You see? Now that's how you confirm that you have done the correct thing in statistics. Sequence and series, a must. That is a must. That topic is never misses in paper 2. So make sure you are very conversant with this topic.